Hi. Let's create a platformer really fast. So search Construct 3 in your browser. Okay, bam. So now let's go to Construct 3, game making software. Do try now. Go to launch now. Okay. So bam. And now let's log in. If you don't have an account, press register. It's free. It's pretty fast. So I'm gonna log into my account. Okay. Okay, bam, I'm logged in. Now press new project. I'm gonna name this tutorial. Okay, choose present. I'm gonna do retro style. Okay, the viewport size should be 200 by 100. Remember to click optimize for pixel art and press create. Okay, now click layout 1. So the size should be, let's do 1000 by 1000. Okay, now left click. There will be insert new object. Press insert new object. So search sprite. Okay, so click the name thing. Name the sprite player and click insert. Now you have this crosshair. Basically, I'm gonna make my player go here, so bam. Okay, now the color for the player. Let's make it I'm gonna make it blue. Okay, I'm gonna grab this paint bucket tool and then I'm gonna click. Okay, now it's blue. Now let's resize the sprite. Change it to 16 by 16. Let's move the player by clicking on it and move it to here. And if you want to zoom in, press Control and the scroll key on your like mouse, and then you can zoom in. Okay, and then if you want to move, like if I'm here and I want to move all the way to my player, on your basically mouse, basically click the scroll wheel, and then you can basically just move. So it's here, here, here. So you can move from place to place. Okay. Now click on the player. Click add behavior. Okay. Add new behaviors. Behavior is basically what the player does. So let's do search. Let's add platform. Let's search platform. Let's click this and click add. Okay. Now let's change the max speed and such. Let's change it to basically 120. And let's change it to 1000 acceleration. Deceleration 1000. Okay, the jump strength, we want it to be 250. Okay, the gravity, we want it to be 900. So I like double jump. What double jump is basically if you click the jump button twice, the player will do a double jump. So double check that. Okay, now if you click play, which is up top, the player will just fall because there's no platform. So left click, insert new object, search sprite, rename this to ground, and press enter on your keyboard. Bam. Okay, now I'm gonna place the ground here. Now I'm gonna make the color of the ground green. And then bam. Okay. Now the color of the ground is green. Now I'm gonna resize the ground. Now I'm gonna drag the ground here. Okay, now let's add a behavior to the ground called solid. Now press add. Okay. Now if you click play now, you will be moving. There will be movement. Okay, that's pretty cool, right? Now click on the player once again. Okay, create new behavior. Do the behavior, add new behavior. Search, scroll. Click this, press enter. And now the camera will scroll to the player. See? Okay. Bam, that's the player done. Let's add an enemy. Left click, insert new object. Search sprite. Name it enemy. Enter. Okay, now I'm gonna place the enemy here. And then I'm gonna change the color to red. I'm gonna color this red. I'm gonna change the size of the enemy sprite to 13 by 13. I'm gonna place the enemy here. I'm gonna give it instance variable called action. And then the type will be string. The initial value will be right. Okay. Bam. So now we want a fence. So press left click on your mouse, into new object, sprite. Let's call this enemy fence. It's a new object. I'm gonna do the color as yellow. Okay, bam. Now resize the enemy fence. So size it to about like this. Place it here so the enemy does not fall off. Control C, Control V to basically have two enemy fences. Okay, now we want the enemy to move back and forth on the fence, like bam, bam, bam. And if the player collides with it, it basically resets the level. So now let's go with enemy. Let's add a behavior, new behavior. Let's click platform behavior. Press enter. Okay, now remember to turn the default controls off. Okay, and now we want the enemy to go basically slower than the player. So let's make the max speed 50. The deceleration 100. The acceleration stays the same. That's all. Okay. Now let's place it. Let's place it here. And now click on the event sheet. Now let's add basically the code to our enemy. Basically add event. And then for the add event, go click on enemy. Click on so scroll down. Do compare instance variables. Double click. Okay. Now we're gonna have the instance variable action. Now it's gonna be an equal sign. Okay. And then okay. And then basically the value will be left. Will be right. Enter. Done. Okay, now click on this, Control C, Control V. Now double click. And now let's name the value left. Left. Okay. So if the thing is right, if the enemy is left, then we're gonna go to add action, press enemy. Now we're gonna make the enemy simulate control. So press simulate control. Simulate control left. Done. Okay. So now click on this, Control C, Control V. Okay, now drag this thing up top to the action equals right. Double click and do the control right. Done. Okay. Now let's play it. Okay. That's a problem. See, it just goes off screen. So we want to make the enemy bounce from like using the enemy fence. So do add event. Click on enemy. Click on collision. Click to choose enemy fence. Done. Okay. Now we want to left click here. There will be left click, add blank sub event. Okay, now we want it to be double click, press enemy. Okay, so now we want to be compare instance variables. So if action equals the value to right, let's click enter. If action equals right, go to add action, enemy, set bool. Set value. Okay, action, then make it left. Okay, see, so if action equals right, if on collision with the fence, if the enemy's action equals right, then set the action to left. And now basically click this thing, Control C, Control V. Now let's name it action equals left. Now change it to enemy set action to right. Now it will start working. See, it's okay. Okay, not as good as we intended. But that's coding. Nothing's perfect. Let's try again. Oh, I see what's the problem. So double click on this and click the back arrow, and then click the back arrow again. Go to system and search else. Click this, and now this will work now, I think. Let's see. Bam. Okay, see, the enemy basically bounce back and forth. Okay? So now we want to say if the enemy collides with the player, the game restarts. But the thing is, the enemy fence can be visible. We don't want it to be visible. So click on enemy fence, and you see this checkbox. Name it to initially visible to false. Okay, now go to event sheet. Go to add event. Go to go to add event. Go to player. Double click, and then do on collision with another object. Click to choose the object as enemy. Done. On collision with enemy, and then go to system. Go to restart layout. Now let's go. So now the player is going to move, the enemy moves back and forth. So now if the enemy, bam, if we collide with the enemy, it restarts the game. I just feel the enemy moves a bit too weird. Let's change some properties. The max speed, let's make it 100. Let's make the acceleration 1000. Actually, let's make the acceleration 500. Deceleration 500. Okay, and then let's move the player here, the enemy fence, a bit bigger, and see if this works. Oh, bam, see? Oh. Okay. And if we touch the enemy, it restarts the game. Okay, so now let's add a collectible, because it won't be a platformer without any collectibles. Left click, insert new object. Search sprite. Name it as collectible. Click it. I'm gonna want it to be here. And now, what color should the collectible be? Let's do the color purple. Yeah, purple. Okay, now let's resize it to 10 by 10. Okay, now we want it to be at an angle. So we want it to be at 34. Yeah, 34. Okay, so now this will be our collectible. So let's also add something. Go to event sheet, left click, go to add global variable. Name the variable to coins. Go to number, initial value as 0. Okay. Now let's just say, okay, so click on that player, and then let's do on collision. On collision with another object, such as the collectible. So on collision with collectible, we want to collectible search, we want to say destroy. And we also want to say, go to system, go to add to for the global local variables. Coins add to 1. So add 1 to coins. Okay, so now let's see if this works. Bam. Okay, but we can't see how many coins we have. That's a problem. So we basically want to add a text that says, oh, this is the amount of coins you have. Okay, so we want to add a new layer. So let's rename, left click, rename it to objects. Okay, the layers are here, by the way. So left click and add the layer at top. So we want to name this UI. Okay. So for the UI, the parallax should be 0 by 0. So this will basically be the HUD of the game. And now make sure like the layer is UI selected, and make sure to left click, insert new object. Now basically search text. Let's do the general text and let's make it coin. Let's name it coin text. Okay, that's a bit big. We want it to be size 5, size 10. Okay, now you might be asking, why did we add a whole new layer? This is why. See, the text is gonna... So as you see, this is a scrolling platformer, right? So if the text was on the objects layer, then the text will basically not be in the HUD. Okay, so bam. So the text is here. Nice. Now we want this to display the amount of coins we have. So go to event sheet, go to add event, system, every tick. Okay. Now let's rename. What do I mean rename? Okay. Now let's go to add action. Go to coin text. Go to set text. Go to... Okay, so now this goes a bit weird, but stay with me. Now, okay, so score. Actually, let's name it coins. Coins, okay. Dotted line, bam. So now, then we do add. So now we do an and symbol, and coins, bam. Done. So this is every tick is basically every amount, every frame of the game. So, and then I set the coin text to the amount of coins you have. So let's search. Let's do play. And now, so see, coins equals 0. See if I, bam, coins equals 1. Okay, so the amount of coins equals 1. Now, we basically have everything to make a platformer. But we don't have lava, because we want the game to restart if the player basically falls out of bounds. This is basically the same thing as the enemy. Left click, insert new object, search sprite, name it lava. Now, I want the color of the lava to be orange, so it doesn't get misplaced by the, what's it called? So it's not as so it doesn't get confused by the enemy, because the enemy's color is red. So let's make the the lava's color as orange. Okay. Now let's resize. You can resize it by basically clicking and resizing the sprite. Let's resize it all the way here. Okay, so this is the whole lava. Okay, so now go to event sheet, go to add event, click on lava, click on collision with another object, click player, done. So on collision with player, do you see this restart layout? Let's click on this. Control C, Control V, copy and paste. Now drag this restart layout into here. And now let's see if this works. So pretend if the player doesn't know any better and just wants to fall out. Bam, see? So the lava basically makes the game restart if the player moves too far. Whoop! Ah, okay. And now if you see, the player can move out of bounds and then also fall. We don't want it to do that. Let's zoom in, go to the player. Now let's add a new behavior to the player. Behaviors, add new behavior. Go to the behavior and let's go to the behavior bound to layout. Okay, so now see, now it won't just leave the layout. Okay, so one thing that we forgot to add is a windscreen, which I really want to add. So let's zoom out, control, and then just scroll on the mouse. Now click on the ground, Control C, Control V. And then let's make this new ground here. Okay. And then I'm gonna Control C, Control V. Okay. So this is my level. Your level will probably be better than this. Because this is just really fast. Okay. Now we want to add basically a win. Like you go to the flag and then yay, you won or something. Go to, okay, guys, did you see the main mistake I did? Okay, so if you click on the lava, right, you see the layer is UI. Let me show you what happens. If I drag the lava just here, the lava will basically just follow me as a HUD element. Okay, so then I can't really touch it. See, I can't really touch it. Okay, so be careful. Put this layer of the lava as objects. Okay, so make sure the ground is also on objects. Make sure everything is on layer objects for now, except the text. Objects, objects, objects. Okay, to make sure you don't do this mistake again, select objects layer. Okay. And now to double make sure that you don't do this mistake again, lock the UI layer. Okay. Now you basically can't add any objects to the UI unless you unlock it. Okay. So let's go to objects. And let's add a you win basically thing. So if like the player goes to it, it basically says you win. So left click, insert new object, go to sprite, name the sprite as flag, and press insert. I want it to be inserted here. What color should it be? I'm actually not sure. Let's just make it dark. Let's just make it dark blue. Okay, now let's resize the flag into this. Okay. Now the flag is like this. Okay. So we want to add like a you win thing, right? Like if it touches the flag, then it says you win. Congratulations. Good job. Now go to the layouts. Just one click and then left click and do add layout. Add layout only. Let's rename this layout to win. Okay. Now, for this layout win, I'm gonna display a text that says, you win, congratulations. So I'm gonna do, left click, insert new object, go to text, insert. Okay. Now we want to go to this text, what it displays, and let's say, you win, congratulations. Congratulations. Okay. Bam. You win. Congratulations. Okay. So go back to layout 1. Click. Double click. Okay. Go back to event sheet 1. And now let's have another thing. Add event. Player on collision with another object. Name this object. Put this object as flag. So player on collision with flag. Go to system. Go to layout. Go to layout win. Okay. Bam. Done. So let's go. So let me just dodge the enemy. Okay. Okay. So this platform is too high for the player to get to. Let's make this. Okay. And you might be thinking, hey, the screen size is so small. It's so zoomed in. How can I make it less zoomed in? Well, my friend, click this tutorial thing. Now change the viewport size to, how about, 360 by 180. That's, bam. Viewport size, 360, 180. Okay, now it's bigger. Now, bam, see? Okay, so this camera still can follow the player. Okay. So bam, the camera follows the player. Let me see if I can make this jump. Yeah. And then if I go to my flag, bam, you win. Congratulations. Okay, that's great and all, but how do we make the player able to like destroy the enemy? Because that's really fun. Like if you bounce on the enemy, it destroys it. That's a cool part of platformers. Okay, so let's add that. Shall we? Go to event sheet. And then okay, sorry. It's just a lot. Okay. Go to on collision. Okay. Okay, on collision with okay, go to add event, player on search on collision with another object. Search this object as enemy. Done. Okay. Now let's left click on this and now let's add a sub event. And what sub event should it be? It should be it should go to player and then we should say platformer is falling. Okay? And then we should also say it as let's just double click on this again. Add another condition. Go to the player and then go to compare Y. Click this. Okay. And now go to the less than symbol and go to enemy. Okay, so basically here, press enter, dot Y. So it's enemy.y. Now done. Okay, so if it's like that, then we're gonna destroy the enemy. Destroy. And then we're basically going to make the player bounce a bit. So let's go to add an action player. And then let's say set platform. Wait. Oh, okay. So search vector y. Click this. And now let's add the vector y to be negative. Let's do 60. Let's see if that works. Now go to layout. And now let's basically if I jump on the enemy. Okay, let me actually jump on the enemy. E. Oh, I see what's going on here. Okay, so did you see what I did? I'm gonna delete this real fast. And then let's see if it works. Okay, let's see. Bam. Did you see that? Okay, the player doesn't bounce that good, so let's make it to negative 500. Now go to layout, go to this again. And now let me actually try to do this first try. Oh, never mind. Okay, bam. See, the player basically bounces on the enemy. It basically destroys the enemy. Okay. Now, as you see, when the player touches the enemy, nothing happens. Ugh. So, click here. Click on the whole block of code here. And now, left click. And then left click add sub event. And then let's add the sub event of else. And then let's do add action and then restart layout. So let's see if this works. So if bam collides, let's see if I bounce on it. Bam. See, if I bounce on it, it basically just destroys the enemy. But did you see the player bounces a bit too high? Let's change this to negative 130. Okay. Bam. So we basically have all the things to a platformer. Okay, so let me just make this just Control C, Control V, and just add more coins. Okay, so if you go to bam. Okay, so bam, you get 1 coin, and then you dodge the enemy, you get a bunch of coins, and then you try to go to the end, and then you win. Okay, let's actually make this game a bit harder. Whenever you want to add an enemy, go to enemy fence, drag one here, and then drag another here, so the enemy doesn't fall off the platform, and then add an enemy. So bam, so there will be an enemy patrolling here, and another enemy here. Bam, so you got a whole platform. Isn't that so cool? So bam, you got a platform. Nothing crazy. It's not broken. You got full scrolling platforming. But yeah, so it's pretty cool. I made this tutorial because I was trying to make a platformer in Scratch. And like, it's honestly pretty insane of how hard it is. It's not really that hard, but it's really frustrating. So that's why I made this tutorial. Make a platformer super easy with enemies, with player, with basically scrolling camera, with coins. Bam. Okay. So I just found the problem. See the coin limit whenever like I restart the game, right? When I like restart the game, it doesn't reset the coin value. So let's change that. Go to event sheet. Go to add action, system, type reset global variables. Okay, now put this up top, and then Control C, Control V this, and now let's drag this to up top for the lava 2. So now this will work. Good. Okay, so pretend I get 1 coin. Bam, the coin reset to 0. Okay, so I'm gonna add another level really fast. And okay, this will be a good time to show you how to like if it wins, how to like switch from level to level. So go to event sheet. So it's on collision with flag. System go to win. No. No. We have to say go to next layout. Go to next layout. Okay? So do you see the layout that I'm in is layout 1. If I on collision with the flag, then that's the next layout is layout win. Okay? But now let's do click on layout, add layout only, rename this to level 2, drag level 2 up so win is here, and now let me add a new level real fast. So let me add a lava. Let me add some ground. Let me add some more ground. Let me add another ground. Okay. Ground. Okay. This level will have no enemies, but that's okay. Not every level has to have enemies. And now remember to put the flag so the player can win and go to the next level. Okay, now let's place the player. And now let's remember there's supposed to be layers. So let's add the layer at top. Let's also call this UI. Let's make the parallax 0, 0. And let's also rename this to objects. Okay, so a good way to see which object is on which layer is uncheck a box and bam. So no objects are on the UI layer. Okay, nice. Now let's click the UI layer and drag the text here. Oh no, this is not the right text. Drag the coin text here up top and go to layout 1. So let me show you how this works. So bam, this is my first level. Okay. So I'm gonna go to the flag. Bam! This takes me to the next level. And then you might be asking, well, why does the player not collide with lava and restart the game and such like that? It's because we made a critical mistake. Go to level 2, double click on it, and then if you see event sheet is none. So there's no code in this level to tell what it does. So go to event sheet and press event sheet 1. So like the code in level 1 will also be in level 2. So now there will be coins, the lava will work, and bam, you win. Congratulations. Let me add some coins here. Okay. Okay, bam. So you finished your full-fledged game. Okay? That's awesome, right? And pretend like you want everyone to know that you finished this game and that you're proud of it. So, how do you do that? Well, go to menu. Okay, so go to the menu, go to the project, export the project. Click web HTML5. Go to next. Okay, bam, export finished. Download tutorial.zip. Okay, okay. So, this is part 1. And the next part I will tell you how to put this game on itch and basically let other people play it. So that's all, guys. Bye bye.